Motorola has been hyping up the Moto 360 for a while now. They've shown it off at multiple conventions, teased it at Google I/O, and now it's finally here. On the other hand, the LG G Watch has been out since July, and it's still a great inexpensive option. But most seem to think the Moto 360 is a no-brainer easy purchase. In this video, we'll be putting two of the hottest smartwatches on the market, head-to-head, the Moto 360 and LG G Watch. But before we get started, I would like to hear you, the viewers, which watch you feel gives a better value for the money, and you can find all the prices and product pages in the description, but be sure to let me know your opinions in the comment section down below, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get right into this video. Quite honestly, smartwatches and wearables just aren't ultra functional right now. When you buy any new smartwatch, you won't be able to sit there and play games on it for 3 hours straight like you could if you bought a new tablet or a phone. Instead, a smartwatch is an extension of what your phone can do. Because Android Wear is the universal operating system on all Android smartwatches, the software on both the Moto 360 and LG G Watch are completely identical. What Google has done with Android Wear is bring a unified experience that's easy to pick up and learn, and they're the same across all devices. So yes, the software on the Moto 360 and G Watch are exactly the same. Android Wear essentially treats your watch as an inside look at your phone's notification bar. You can scroll through all of your current emails, Twitter mentions, Google Now cards, and texts. Swiping to the left on one of these cards will give you more options like marking as read, respond, and more, while swiping to the right on the other hand will get rid of the notification. The display on the Moto 360 is probably one of its best features, but it's also a drawback in some ways. The round circular design has great viewing angles and is quite sharp, and it easily makes the 360 one of the most attractive watches on the market, but it also limits the functionality of the software. To start, there actually is a little black line that goes along the bottom of the display, and text occasionally gets cut off at the corners, especially scrolling through messages and long lists. This is because Android Wear is made specifically for devices with square displays, not round ones like the Moto 360. Also, the beveled sides make the circular border look a bit jagged at certain angles, especially against a white background. And because the display on the G Watch is square, we don't have any of those issues. It's square and slightly larger, coming in at 1.65 inches, and it looks great. Because it's an IPS panel, you shouldn't have any issues reading in direct sunlight, and pixels will be tough to see without squinting. There are some cool features with both of these devices, and one of them is the OK Google Hot keyword that allows you to initiate commands like sending messages, setting alarms and timers. It allows you to open your navigation, and so much more. Along with that, both the Moto 360 and LG G Watch have built-in pedometers, which makes them great as potential replacements to your Fitbit or Nike Fuel Band. But one extra thing that the Moto 360 has is a heart rate monitor, which is great for tracking the intensity of your workouts. The look and feel of a smartwatch is incredibly important. Most of the time you won't be using the Moto 360 or G Watch, but it's always visible. And when it's just sitting on your wrist, it better look and feel good. And the Moto 360 definitely does this. Like I mentioned earlier, it features a round circular 1.65 inch display, which is surrounded by a stainless steel shell that sits comfortably on your wrist. Its high quality leather strap is made by Chicago Tannery Horine, and it's extremely comfortable. The 360 just looks classy. It's one of the best looking watches I've ever seen. The G Watch has plenty of great qualities, but it simply isn't as attractive as the 360. It does feature a Corning Gorilla Glass 3 display and has stainless steel edges, but the overall look is very bland with the square display. However, according to LG's design team, this was actually done on purpose to help content look like it's floating above the screen, but that honestly sounds like an excuse to me. The internals of both of these devices are surprisingly different, despite being released around the same time. Part of the reason why the battery life on the G Watch is better than the 360 is the improved processor. For some reason, Motorola opted to put in a 4-year-old TI OMAP 3630 processor, which is less efficient than the new Snapdragon 400 found in the LG G Watch. I haven't noticed any extra lag on the 360 than on the G Watch, so it doesn't look like the outdated processor hurts the performance all that much, but it's noticeably better in the battery life department, which we'll be discussing in a minute. As far as RAM goes, both feature the same 512 megabytes and 4 gigabytes of internal storage, and then along with that they are each IP67 certified, so if anyone's interested in a water test, be sure to let me know in the comments and give this video a thumbs up. Battery life sits right next to aesthetics when it comes to importance. I mean, what's the point in putting out a couple $100s for a watch that will end up gathering dust on your wrist? On the Moto 360, battery life will mostly depend on whether or not the device is set to always on and the number of notifications being received throughout the day. In my experience, I found that the 360 was able to make it through about 12 hours of usage with the ambient display mode on, but I was definitely coming close at the end. Now the battery on the G Watch is considerably larger and better than the 360's. Instead of a 312 mAh battery, the LG is loaded with 400 mAh and it's certainly noticeable. Unlike the 360, the G Watch will get you a full 24 hours of usage with the ambient light sensor on, which is a huge deal. If you do forget to charge the G Watch overnight, it's not really an issue because it's likely you'll be able to make it through a second day, but that isn't the case with the 360. That being said, because these batteries are so small, you can charge them from 0% to 100% in about an hour or so if you do forget, it isn't that big of a deal. The Moto 360 is without a doubt the classiest watch on the market, with its stylish good looks and leather band and circular face. But its weaker battery life and some software imperfections make the LG G Watch another legitimate option, as it features superb battery life, a nice beautiful display, and a low price tag. I really hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.